guys, this is Dawn Marie with Sign Parties 101, and I just wanted to come on here and show you guys how to make a simple planked sign. Now, if you followed me for any amount of time, you know that when I started my parties, I did over 600 parties with these planked signs. So I'm going to show you how to make these. I'm thinking I'm going to do this in like a 5-part series where we make the sign, then I do a baby wipe method on the sign, then we put the design on, I show you how to hang it, all that sort of stuff. So we can basically go from the start to the finish and show you every step of the way. So I am happy to be here. Again, this is just a simple planked with 1x4s. So the first thing that you need to do to make this, and if you have any questions along the way, just let me know. I'm trying to record this so I can easily upload it to different areas if I want to. So we'll see if it works. But so I just got a pine 1x4 from, you can get it anywhere, Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, whatever you have in your area. Get a pine 1x4, and I actually don't even mind the ones that are a little bit beat up. I like to make sure they're not totally curved. But if they have some rough edges on it, like this one, I actually love this because it gives it a little bit of character. So don't be bashful if it has a little bit of a beat up edge. It's okay. Your sign will still look beautiful. So the one thing that you're going to do though is get it and then decide the length that you want your sign. Now, keep in mind a 1x4 is actually 3.5 inches wide. So when you're figuring out, like if you want a square, you have to times 3.5 by however many planks that you use. So I wanted a 14x14 square, so I'm using 4 planks to give me 14, and then I had to cut these at 14 inches. So I just used my chop saw back there and cut them all at a 14-inch length, which is gonna give me my square. So besides the 1x4, which I'll move the camera down in a second, besides the 1x4, the only other thing that you need is a back. And I like to use 1x2s or furring strips or leftover wood from another project or whatever that you have. So this is a 1x2, but it's actually an old frame that I had, and I cut it to the length that I needed. So again, this is just for me, and I just use whatever I had. If you're doing parties or making it for other people, I would suggest getting a 1x2 or a furring strip. My Home Depot actually didn't have any furring strips when I was there last, and so I had to get like the select 1x2s, which are a little bit more spendy. So I tend to just use those for frames and so forth rather than the backs. But you could even find, like, I got this this 3/4 inch MDF for nothing because it came with a bunch of wood that I got, and we just cut them into strips, and you can use this for the backing too. So anything that you have, because we're going to nail them across in order to keep our planks together. So I'm gonna kind of just move this down here so you can see what I'm doing. So again, these are just 4 pieces that we're going to make into a sign. So the first thing that you want to do is get the side that you want as the back facing up. So I kind of like the character and the knot, so on this one it doesn't really have a lot of either, so it doesn't really matter. Again, we want the back facing up because we're going to attach the back brackets. So whatever we want as the front of our sign, it's going to be facing down, and I want this on my front, so I'm going to face it down. And I want it on the end, not in the middle, so I'm gonna make sure that that is on the end. The next thing that you do is just line up the edges of your boards. Sometimes people like to stagger them like this, kind of give your sign a little bit of dimension. You can totally do that. I'm gonna keep it straight. And then the other thing that people like to do, if they want to, is clamp these together to keep them nice and tight. I don't do that because I don't really care. And at parties, you're not gonna have enough time to go around and clamp everybody. So the next thing that you're gonna do is, I like to take some wood glue. So this is just Titebond wood glue. I get them in the gallon size, and I put them in these little condiment bottles. These bottles I bought at Walmart in the kitchen section for I think 99 cents a piece. And I pour my gallon size glue into these bottles, and then I just take them to the parties like this. They last forever. I think I'm gonna do a little story on glue here soon, and kind of what I use and how I like it. But someone did recently ask me if these dry out and whatever. As long as this cap is on, you guys, this has been in this bottle probably for like at least 3 years because I found this in my husband's cabinet. So that means it hasn't been used by me for a long time. So here's the Titebond wood glue. All we're gonna do is put down a small bead down the back of the bracket. You don't need a ton because we're gonna nail it too. So just a small bead like that. You don't need glue oozing out the side or anything. And we have to put it on like this. We can't go like this. You'll be amazed at how many people ask you that at the party. You have to go this way because it's holding all the boards together. Now you just set it on there. There's no real rhyme or reason to how far you get from the edge. Again, it doesn't really matter. Some people like to put it closer to the edge. I just say a few inches from the ends and you're good. So again, we're gonna put a small bead down the back, place it on your board a couple inches from the end. It doesn't even matter if they're level, it doesn't matter if they're crooked, just get them on there so they're across all of the boards. Now, before we nail it, we wanna make sure the boards are together. So one thing I like to tell people is if you're at a party to kind of work in pairs, and you can hold this board together as you nail it, so then the pressure of the nail gun doesn't separate the boards. So I'm actually gonna move it like this so I can kind of hold it and nail it at the same time. And then this is what I like to use to nail. So it's the Ryobi Airstrike brad nailer. It goes by battery operated, so it's super easy. I have it in my Amazon store linked, or you can get it at Home Depot. And I like to do 2 nails in each board going down on both sides. Okay, so we're going to push it in and pull the trigger. So this little thing here is the safety. So unless that's engaged, a nail isn't gonna come out, okay? So I'm just gonna line up my boards again, and we're gonna do 1 nail so I don't have to hold it, and then we're gonna go do the second one. Okay, now I'm gonna do 1 nail on this side. Okay, now those are together, so I don't have to hold them together anymore, but I'm gonna go add that second nail. And you guys, it is as simple as that. Now I have a perfectly good planked sign that I can use as a base for a stencil project. I can use it as a base for a 3D. I think we're gonna do a combined later on, so I'm gonna show you. And this is a square, so it's not going to matter. Your design can go horizontal or it can go vertical. It does not matter. And even when you do the backs, we're gonna do D-rings in a wire, and it's either gonna go from here to here or from here to here. So if you have a square planked sign, it does not matter which way you do the board. So on the next video, I'm gonna do the baby white method. So if you don't know what that is, make sure you tune in. It's amazing. I love doing it with paint. If you don't want to use a stain, because using a baby wipe gets it on the wood as if you have a stain. So I really like it. And then I think I'm going to show you how to farmhouse frame it, and then we will do the design, and then we will hang it with the D-rings and the wire. So that is it. I know some of you have been asking me, Miss Baker, this is for you, how to do these, and it's been a while since I've done a video on my planked signs, but that's it. This is what I did my 600 plus parties with, is just these planked signs. And another reason I love it is it's a little bit thicker, and so people feel like they're getting you know, kind of more for their money, so to speak. And you can do stencil or 3D on this as well. So this is the base. Hopefully that helped you guys, gave you some ideas, and really just showing you that it's super, super simple and you don't need a lot of material to make a really nice looking sign. So anyways, let me know if you have questions, and we'll see you next time when I show you the baby wipe method. Thanks for watching. Bye.